open the sports page with the Orlando Sentinel and FM 96.9 The Game's Mike the Bulldog Bianchi.
On JRR.
Hey, good morning, Bulldog. Welcome to Overreaction Football Monday.
Absolutely. The sports page is brought to you by Renewal by Anderson, where their windows and doors can stand the heat and howling winds of Florida. Right now, you can get 20% off all replacement windows and patio doors. Check them out. bestwindowsflorida.com.
Do you want to knock out the non-sport or the non-football stuff first, you think, or what?
All right, let's knock it out real quick. Blue Jays force a Game 7 against the Mariners last night. Vlad Guerrero Jr. hits his sixth home run of the postseason. Blue Jays win that game. Game 7 will be tonight. The winner will face the Dodgers in the World Series, which begins on Friday. Orlando City, they lose over the weekend, now must play a wild card game in the playoffs Wednesday. That'll be Wednesday night. They'll take on 8th-seeded Chicago and to advance into the MLS Cup playoffs if they win. The Pride, they win over the weekend. They're already securely in the playoffs. NASCAR, I thought my man Kyle Larson was going to win, but he runs out of gas in overtime, and Chase Briscoe ends up winning the race, so he advances into the Final Four. There's one more race. Yeah, there's one more race, by the way, in the regular season, and then the final playoff race will be next weekend, and then after that, the Final Four.
So it's lights out at the F1 desk from Austin with a recap of the United States Grand Prix. It's our F1 insider and expert with all things F1, Taco Bob.
And I may have called somebody to win on Friday, but I was just bluffing because we knew Max Verstappen was going to strap on another win. Well done, Maxi Pad.
Thank you, F1 insider Taco Bob there. Hey, one other note before we get into the football. At the Dodgers, Shohei Ohtani on Friday night.
Oh, yeah.
My God.
Yeah.
3 home runs, 10 strikeouts.
Sick.
That guy's unbelievable. The Dodgers just mowed through the Brewers 4-0. They swept them. But yeah. All right. Let's start with college football. Billy Napier got fired even though he won the game. He was lucky to win that game. That's the reason. If he would have won that comfortably, I think he might have survived for at least another week or two, but he gets fired.
Why was Mississippi State passing?
Yes.
Why were they? All they had to do was kick the field goal.
They could have kicked the field goal. Instead, they throw the ball and a defensive lineman intercepts it, and the Gators end up winning the game. But yeah, Napier fired. By the way, shame on those fans who booed him off the field after the game. That's just cold.
Yeah.
So he gets fired. He gets a $20 million buyout, so he'll be fine.
But people do have to remember, I know people get so serious into this stuff, but at the end of the day, these coaches are people. I know they put themselves out there, but like that other guy, Franklin or whatever, booing him as he's walking out with his wife and kid, he had to tell them to go. It's just, you got to stop things sometimes.
Hey, Bulldog, I know the Gator Nation is hell-bent on getting Lane Kiffin. You see that Ole Miss is working on an extension, a lucrative extension for him.
Of course they are.
Yeah,
of course they are.
So don't get
are.
too hell-bent on it. You may not work out.
Yeah, you may end up with Alex Golish of USF, okay? Not that he'd be a bad coach, but yeah, there could be a lot of teams fighting for Lane Kiffin and all these other top candidates. In fact, Florida State, I would not be shocked if Mike Norvell gets fired today, all right? I'm not saying he will be. He's got a $55 million buyout, but he loses to Stanford over the weekend, and they've lost 4 straight ACC games. They're 0-4 in the ACC. They haven't won an ACC game in 2 years. So watch out.
I thought he was going to get zapped yesterday as well, but it never panned out.
Yeah, the boosters are certainly, well, the reason it hasn't panned out is the boosters are discussing how they're going to pay him off $55 million. So we'll see what happens. The Miami Hurricanes, they lose over the weekend. Carson Beck throws 4 interceptions. That's their first loss of the season. They lose to Louisville, so not good for them. But UCF UCF did win over the weekend. They beat West Virginia. Didn't just beat them, pounded them 45-13. Taven Jackson comes back from injury. Quarterbacks UCF throws a couple of fourth down touchdown passes, and they end up winning that game. So UCF off the schneid now. What other college news do we have to talk about? Do we have any other college news?
Well, the top 10 upsets, it was one of those weekends where just, everything was topsy-turvy. You get one or two of those every season, man.
Did you see that Ole Miss-Georgia game? That was a hell of a game.
Yeah, that was a really entertaining game. Yeah, I don't know if it was as entertaining as the fourth quarter of the Giants and the Broncos yesterday.
Oh, my God.
Wow.
Jeez, Lapete.
Dart does it all, and then...
Yeah, they were up by 3 touchdowns with like 6 minutes left, and the Broncos come storming back to win that game. Unbelievable.
They held the Broncos scoreless at Mile High for 3 quarters, and Denver scores 33 points in the fourth quarter.
Sick.
Are you kidding me?
It's incredible.
Lord.
Yeah, that was one of the biggest comebacks of all time, especially when you figure they were down 3 touchdowns with like 5.5 minutes left. Your Dolphins, speaking about coaches getting fired.
Today's the day, right?
You think Mike McDaniel gets fired today after just getting clobbered by Cleveland? The pathetic Cleveland Browns beat the Dolphins 31-6 yesterday.
The
Dolphins are the worst team in the league right now.
Yeah. And did Tua throw up another 3 interceptions?
Yeah.
Or was it 4?
3 interceptions. Yeah, 3 interceptions by Tua. So, yeah, they're not only looking at a coaching change, they may be looking at a quarterback change because Tua looks lost as well.
They were terrible on every aspect of the game yesterday. None of them are off the hook.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, penalties, just unbelievable how undisciplined that team is. Obviously, they're not playing for Mike McDaniel now. My Jaguars also get trounced yesterday, 35-7 by the Rams. Trevor Lawrence sacked 7 times, 13 penalties for 119 yards. The only bright spot was Travis Hunter, the rookie, who finally got involved in the offense. He had like 8 catches, caught a touchdown pass, but still, that's a bad loss for the Jaguars. The Bucks, of course, play the Meatheads tonight on Monday Night Football. So hopefully the Bucks can salvage the weekend for our NFL teams. Man, it was a bad weekend in the state of Florida for football. I mean, college and the NFL. It was just terrible.
Hey, think about all those Knowles fans that stayed up till almost 2 o'clock in the morning, probably watching that game, and then had to go turn around and wake up for a 9 o'clock game in the NFL. We're talking 7 hours.
You want to know what my takeaway from that was? The FSU fans, the most vocal ones, they get on the message boards and go crazy. Even those most vocal fans, Bulldog, complaining about the last play of the game, which, controversial. Did he get in? Did he not get in?
Right.
Okay. They even acknowledged doesn't matter. It shouldn't have come to that against Stanford. So it was,
Hey, Florida State fans can say, we shouldn't have lost to Stanford. Florida State has become Stanford on the football field.
Wow.
I mean, good Lord. They haven't won an ACC game in 2 years? Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
So, would you pay $55 million to buy him out? I don't know that I would.
Oh, man. What do you do? I
don't know. They've invested a lot. It's not just buying the coach out either. You've got players that are on multi-year contracts now. You've got the coaching staff. Gus Malzahn signed a multi-year deal. You're talking about it's going to cost you probably $80-90 million just to buy out the staff. Then you have to go hire somebody else.
Told you,
you're going to pay them even more money.
NIL ruined and
maybe they go halfway, zap Norvell and make Malzahn interim coach and ride out the rest of the season and see what happens. I don't know. I don't have the answers. I'm just spitballing here.
You're still going to have to invest money on a new coach starting next season. I mean, if you want to go hire like a hot candidate, it's going to cost you. I mean, these coaches, you're talking $10-11 million a year for like 8 or 9 years. It's a mess.
Where do you think Franklin's going to land?
somewhere.
I want to see him
Somewhere,
land. I want to see him land back in the Big Ten. Maybe he can grab Wisconsin when they blow out Fickle.
Yeah, Wisconsin's probably going to have a job opening. Auburn's probably going to have a job opening. So yeah, there's going to be a lot of competition for coaches right now. So we'll see.
All right. Well, obviously, Bulldog, you are going to have plenty to talk about this afternoon at 3:00 on FM 96.9 The Game with Brandon Kravitz. And Game on.
By the way, happy birthday to the great Tom Petty. Breakdown. Go ahead and give it to me.
Lynch and Taco.